man. It's Thursday night. You know what that means. Just a Bit Outside radio show live on the air. We are on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Share that link, share that love, and share the night with Mark and Keisha.
Hey, what's poppin', outsiders? As Mark said, you got Major Keisha on the line. Thursday night football going down. We got some baseball going down. We have a concluded World Series that did not go 7 games, much to the chagrin of me and Mark. But, yeah, we in the building. Can't wait to chop it up with you guys tonight on the sports tip. First things first, what's going on around town? One thing, let's start with downtown. First Mariner Center, Royal Farms Arena. What is this? What is it now? Is it First Mariner and Royal Farms?
Oh, no, it's Royal Farms. It hasn't been First Mariner in years.
Okay, all right. Well, Royal Farms. I think they're doing a reboot down there, some type of renovation.
Yeah.
Down at Royal Farms Arena. It's going to be costing the city and us great taxpayers $150 million. A lot of people are asking for them not to renovate and just knock the fucker down and put something new up. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But, that's an arena that does need a lot of help. And, whether they knock it down and build something new or renovate, it needs some help. So, I guess, for the ones that's in the downtown area, the 410 and frequent shows and sporting events, as much as I do, I'll be very pleased to hear that, because let me tell you something, Mark. You know that like one of my best and favorite pastimes is to, listen to some live music or see a show or, a sporting event.
Okay.
And I have gone to a lot of venues up and down the East Coast, a little bit here in the Midwest. I haven't really hit any sporting events like in the, Colorado's like the Midwest, right? Or is that the West?
That's the West.
Okay, all right. Well, then, yeah, a little bit of the West. I've done that. So I've had a lot of, I've been able to experience a lot of different venues, a lot of different arenas and stuff like that. And I gotta say, like, the place that I hate to use the word hate, but I'm going to go ahead and use it because it's the lack of a better word right now. The place that I hate to go to the most when it comes to concerts is Royal Farms Arena.
Yeah.
The acoustics there is just absolutely horrible. It's old and antiquated looking. It literally looks like some shit like the Civic Center of the 80s with just a few little modifications for real. So, I was very pleased to hear about that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what 150 million would get the Royal Farms Arena.
To be honest, I'm actually not too thrilled about this.
Really?
Because I've been here, 13 years? This is going to be like the second facelift this place has gotten.
Yeah.
With a lot of money. And it's city-owned, so it's taxpayer money going to it. But, and I understand, like, it does really, really well. Like, they're one of the top, medium-sized arenas in the country. Like, they attract a lot of...
Really?
They attract a lot of acts. And,
we do attract a lot of... we do. We do. The music scene here is great. I won't doubt that. But they're saying the Royal Farm Arena is one of the top mid arenas?
As far as, like, events and everything, like...
okay.
Events brought in and all that. And, I totally see it. But, that arena is old. It's from the 50s. It's over 60 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a plan... probably like 7 or 8 years ago, and why this never got off the ground is beyond me. Probably like city people get in the way, but there is a plan I think it was on like Pier 5 or something like that. It was right down by Pier 6. And,
Okay, yeah.
There was like a plan to build an NBA-sized arena. It was mostly private finance and like a really big real estate guy in the city. And like it looked like an amazing plan. And why the city got in the way and never let that happen, I have no idea why.
Well, for some reason, there are people out there that think that there's no market here for basketball, which is just, I don't understand that logic either, especially when Baltimore, in particular, like specifically, Baltimore is a sports town. That is known. You know, I mean, and we have backed the god-awful Orioles, even through these darkest, I think these are like the darkest of days, these past couple of seasons. And it's, you know, it's just really baffling to me. I mean, the Bullets started out there in Baltimore. I mean, everybody knows that they left Baltimore and then went down to Washington and then became the Washington Wizards shortly thereafter. But, you know, I just... It would have been nice. I mean, that would have been nice. But for some reason, you know, the opinion is that there's no market here for NBA basketball in Baltimore, which is just... Dude, I mean, and my outsiders that's on from the 410, I mean, if you care to comment, you know, would you attend a Baltimore NBA game? Would you be down for that? You know, I mean, you know, let's let the people speak. Because I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I get the arguments that we're like right between Washington and Philly and the markets and all that. But, I mean, we put a shit ton of people in the stands every Sunday for the Ravens, so there's no way we can't put the same for an NBA.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just, you know, well, you know, shit goes on, so we'll see. I mean, that arena's hanging on by a thread. And like I said, you know, Mark said, like, 50s, 60s. Gosh, I mean, I didn't even realize it was like that old. But, yeah, man. I mean, you would just think they would try to take a new, fresh approach, especially with them trying to attract so many, you know, like big extravaganzas and stuff like that. I mean, it just really seemed like, I don't know, they haven't been taking the right steps to attract those type of, you know, main, big money market, you know, events.
Yeah.
I.e., you know, but what was it, the Grand Prix that they had there? They lost that shit. You know, they're trying to market for the World Cup. We talked about that, Mark. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they're doing it for that. I don't know. You know, that's something to think about too.
Could be.
Just very interesting, though. Very interesting. Okay, so we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go just a bit outside the realm of sports. You know, we had Halloween this past weekend, and also today I want the outsiders. You guys put your favorite Halloween candy out there on the feed. I was just like to see if anybody's out there got the same love for candy corn that I do. Does everybody know that's my favorite thing? When as soon as October comes down, the candy corn comes around, especially over in Major Keisha's household. So yeah, make sure you shout out your favorite candy on the feed. And everybody was on. It seemed like everybody, since Halloween was on a Sunday, and you really got you legit got to have two Halloweens, because you did it on Saturday, then you turn around and got festive again on Sunday. Everybody was in full effect. Did you dress up, Mark?
I did not.
You did not?
I gotta
tell you, man, because, you know, last week, little memories popped up on Facebook. Yo, your Deadpool was, like, seriously one of the dopest Deadpools I've seen in my life, man. You can't let that die. You gotta bring that back out next year.
I actually looked for my Deadpool mask and I couldn't find it. I know I saw it.
Oh, man!
Yeah.
What?
I saw it not too long ago, so I know it's around. Just, I couldn't find it before Halloween.
Yeah, that joint was sweet. Well, I got a chance to dress up, you know, and bounce around town. Me and L Boogie did a dual costume.
Aw, damn.
Yeah, we tag team that joint.
I forgot to introduce you.
It's all good. We went to a friend's party where the theme was Black Culture Weed. So, for my outsiders out there, a little fun fact about Major Keys, she loves A Different World. Like, she loves A Different World. She still watches A Different World to this day. This show has been, like, off the air for, like, damn near 25, 30 years. But it's still great. So, me and El Boogie, I sent away for my flip-ups and a nice Hillman T-shirt. And, I went as Dwayne Wayne, and El Boogie went as Whitley Gilbert. And we just bopped on around town, and a lot of people got a good kick out of our costumes, and it was a lot of fun.
I gotta say, like, your Dwayne Wayne was on point, but Lauren's Whitley, damn, she nailed that look.
Mom said you nailed the Whitley Gilbert. She said thanks. Yeah, we had a good time. But not only did we have a good time, there were a lot of people out there. I think we got a couple of pictures of folks that from the sports realm that got into the Halloween spirit this weekend. Some really good costumes, man. I really enjoyed my social media like all day on Sunday, looking at all of the costumes and whatnot going down. You wanna put up a few pics of some of the athletes that we saw over the weekend with the costumes?
All right, first up we got Miles.
Okay, now the great thing about this costume, I had to send this one to you, Mark, man, because he was called the Sack Reaper. The Sack Reaper. Nice. Now, I love art. I love all forms of art, and when a football guy gets artistic, you really gotta love that joint. And the great thing about the Sack Reaper costume was that you couldn't really see it. It's not pictured on there, but on the back, on the cape, was the names of all the quarterbacks he ever sacked.
What?
In his NFL career. Yes, it was savage and dope at the same time. Like, some people had their name on there a couple times because it was a multiple sack Bamas. You know what I'm saying? But, yes, he totally was savage and went there, and I was totally here for that. I really, really loved that one. So, big ups. First come through of the night, Myles Garrett of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we know how he likes to do. I mean, Sack Reaper. Let's not forget what happened with him and what's that band's name from Pittsburgh? Mason Rudolph.
Oh, God, yeah.
Boy, that was like, I don't even know, the shit Reaper. That dude was just coming for everything. But who we got next up on the feed?
Next up, I got to say, like, I like this one a lot. I don't think the look was nailed, but the story behind it, and that's Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yes. First WTF moment of the week, of the night, I should say, and of the week for real. So, here we had a picture. We had Mr. Aaron Rodgers, who, I believe he was going for the John Wick look, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and we all know that he has been nailing the greasy, nasty, dirty Keanu Reeves. He's been giving off those vibes all season, and what better way to put it on full display for Halloween was going as John Wick, which he did. I saw a couple of videos of him on Instagram, and he was fully embracing this character. I mean, he had a little toy gun, and he was, listening to the hip-hop. It must have been, I don't even know, it was one of them young baby thug rappers, and he was shooting off his little play gun in the air and everything, acting all gangster, acting like an assassin hitman, in the full get up, and all the while this Bama is walking around with the vid at the parties on the mic. I'm just wondering how many people that got the vid messing around with Aaron Rodgers on Halloween, man. And this is the thing, like I said, first WTF. We see Aaron Rodgers having the ball on Saturday night, and then come to find out, when did they say that? Like 2 days ago? Mm-hmm. 2 days ago. Breaking news, Aaron Rodgers tested positive for the vid. Oh my goodness. Man. I really hope this dude can, I believe they need to have like 2 negative tests within 48 hours. So there will be a scramble to get his ass on the field because they are at the top of the NFL right now, 7-1, just coming off of a huge win against the Arizona Cardinals. And now you got to deal with this.
Yeah.
Who is the backup for the Green Bay Packers? Mark, I'm giving you 5 seconds.
No idea.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Dude, the Packers are in trouble. But I think, no, they do not have a bye week coming up because I have Devontae Adams on my fantasy team, and I believe was he might have been on COVID watch too. Man, I mean, this thing is it's just insane.
They have the Chiefs coming up.
Yeah. Well, as bad as they're playing, they really don't need Aaron Rodgers for that. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Okay, so I believe we have, 2 more costumes to check out really quickly. Who you got next, Mark?
Next is Mr. Dame Dollar.
Dame Dollar. Oh, okay. Now, you guys, Major Keish loves a great family photo. And the Dame Dollars and all the little silver dollars and half dollars, they all got together and put a costume on, and they gave a big shout out to the Flintstones. And now, with this particular costume, it's not really about Dame Dollar and his wife. It's about the kids. They totally nailed the Bam Bam and the Pebbles, like with the hair and everything like that. Like, man, that was totally awesome. Totally awesome. I was completely there for that too. Big shout out to Dame Dollars, but more so, big shout out to the half dollars and the silver dollars that came through with the Flintstone costumes. Now, the last one we got is the last one, my boy LeBooty.
Oh yeah, my favorite horror villain.
Yes, LeBron came all the way through. This was really good. I gotta give a junior shout out and come through too, also to AD. But let me get to that one in a minute. LeBron did the Freddy Krueger. And what makes it so great about this particular costume? We all know that. I mean, we've all been beaten over the head for the past 2 to 3 weeks with Jamie Lee Curtis and her horrible hair and this horrible Halloween movie. Michael Myers just won't die, won't go away. Hopefully, this is really the last movie that they ever make of this. I'm really hoping because
no.
Honestly, no.
No, because it's planned as a trilogy with Halloween Ends as the next one.
Motherfucker. Bro, you can't seem to make Jamie Lee Curtis look any worse than she does right now. But in a world full of Michael Myers, LeBron comes through with a throwback of the Freddy Krueger jam. I mean, he had the full burnt up face and everything. Man, how much did you like this one? You said this is one of your favorites.
Oh, well, one of my favorite horror villains. So
yeah.
I'm a huge Freddy fan. And now he's out there in LA, he has access to like the Hollywood makeup people. So he nailed that look.
Yes. And let me tell you something, Mark. Like I saw a lot of like full-fledged fullies going on this season. And I was telling El Boogie, I was like, yo, I don't know if I would have the patience and wherewithal to sit down, because some of these costumes clearly took like 3-4 hours for them to put together.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Anthony Davis with the Candyman jam. Did you see that one?
I did not. I gotta look that up.
Oh man, that was another good one. He had the full face and makeup and everything. Janae Aiko dressed as like this nymph fairy thing that was like white. She was like completely covered in like body makeup and stuff, and it was just like, yo, how long did it take for you all to do this? Like, honestly, like, man, it was like, oh man, I just can't eat. Yeah. I mean, do you think you'd be able to sit through a costume like that? I mean, the reward is great because you look awesome, but I mean, what do you think, man? I don't know.
I better be stepping out to have some big plans if I'm going through all that.
Yeah, no bullshit. No bullshit, man.
I gotta send you a pic of the little man. He dressed up as Negan from The Walking Dead.
Yeah! Yo! Big come through and shout out to Reese, man. With Come through, man. Yeah, you got definitely send that to me, man.
Yeah.
Definitely send that to you. But look, guys, we've been jamming for a few minutes. We're gonna take a quick little break and wet our whistle. When we come back, we're going to get all the way into what's going on with the sports, and we're going to talk about the NBA. We're going to talk about the Ravens. They're coming off a bye week, big game coming up against the Vikings. So you guys do not go anywhere. We got Mark, we got Keisha, and this is just a bit outside.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show live. Share that link, share that love. We had a good time with Halloween, but now it's time to get serious into the sports side of it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Like you said, we're back on the mic, back on the phone, I guess I should say. Okay, so we're going to talk about football. First and foremost, let's go ahead and get this thing on, because we got a game that's about to go down tonight. I believe we up at Lucas Oil tonight, right? Are we in Indianapolis?
I believe so.
All right. We got a toilet bowl going down. I mean, this is the potential of a really crappy game. But I don't know. The last game I thought was going to be crappy it was crappy. It didn't have all the points, but it was a little exciting. But I don't think we're going to get that with this. I mean, we have the New York Jets that are 2-5 on the road visiting Indianapolis Colts 3-5. We got that rookie kid down there for the Jets. What's that kid's name? God bless him. I can't think of his name to save my life right now.
Me neither.
And that's just an indication of how great he's doing. Going up against Carson Wentz and the Colts. Mark, is there anything nice that we can say about this game tonight?
It'll be a football game. It'll be played on a field with 100 yards, and people will be there. Yep. And there will hopefully be at least. Okay, how about this? Let's do this, outsiders. And this is between both teams. Under 3 touchdowns for tonight's game. Mark, what do you think? Total
Between the two.
I'm going to go over.
You going to go over 3? All right, so you did that too easily. Let me bump that shit up. Let me bump it up to 4 touchdowns. Let's not do 3. Let's do 4 touchdowns. You still like the over on that?
Even money on that.
Even money on that. I'm going to tell you what. Because I think that there's probably going to be about 15 turnovers tonight, I'm going to go with the over 4 touchdowns. Outsiders, you let me know what you think. Over under 4 touchdowns for tonight's game. What am I looking at? I'm looking for what's his name? What's his name on the New York Jets? The guy that we can't remember whose name it is right now, quarterback. I would like to see how well he plays. Outsiders, tonight, the Colts are 10-point favorites at home against the Jets. Um, Neither one of these teams are great, and there's nothing I can really say about either one of these teams. Also, um, they're both probably looking at each other like they could get a win tonight. And outsiders, you may not know, but if you've been listening to me over the past couple of years, I never liked double-digit spreads, especially with two booty of teams so evenly killed as this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw out an easy money pick here. I am going to go with the Colts to win, but I am definitely pushing that New York Jets plus 10 tonight. And I believe the over and under is 45.5. Like I said, there's probably be about 10, 15 turnovers. Half of those will be touchdowns. I'm going to go with the over. L Boogie saying under. Holy crap. Yeah. She's decided to grow up and jump on in the background here. With her opinions and whatnot. I hear that shit, honey. Well, L Boogie says under. Major Key says over. And she's really pushing. For that easy money, you better book it. Jets plus 10.
So, the professor's always got us covered. He reminded us of the Jets quarterback, Mike White.
Mike White? Okay. That sounds almost like Frank White. That's a little gangster. That's a gangster name. I will commit that. Thank you, sir. I'm going to commit that to memory because I like that. Mike White.
I'm going to test you on that next week.
Please don't. No, all right, man. Let's talk about the home team a little bit, shall we? Ravens coming off a bye week. And let me tell you, Mark. From a fan's perspective, do you enjoy the bye week because it kind of gives you an opportunity to really focus on what's going on around the league, focus on what's going on in your conference, your division. You might be able to watch some games that you normally wouldn't watch. Do you enjoy the bye week?
It's always a little bit of yes and a little bit of no. You want the Ravens to be on because that's just what you're used to. But, especially with all the injuries we have, they need that bye week.
Yeah.
And I really like its placement. Week 8, pretty much smack dab in the middle of the season. Can't beat that.
Yeah. I think we had it early last year, did we not?
I think so, yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is the third season in a row when we come up on a bye week and we have said, yo, we so banged up, we could really use this bye week. I know we said it. I remember us saying it last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, so, fresh off the bye week, well-rested and ready for battle. I believe this is the last home game for a little while because I think they have 4 home games in a row, which outsiders, I think that's pretty rare. I don't know how they managed to do that, but we know this upcoming road stretch is going to be a little brutal. So when you got 4 games at home, you're going to have at least 3 or 4 on the road before you come back. We got Kirk Cousins out there. Delvin Cook. I'm not. We're gonna have to check the injury report on that. I'm not sure if he's playing. Okay. Ooh, El Boogie said he's playing. He's on my fantasy. All right. So we got Cook out there ready to cook him. So what are you thinking about this matchup against the Vikings, Mark?
You never want to say easy win. The Vikings are good. But on paper, the Ravens should beat them pretty handily. But, we had our troubles with Detroit. So,
and we had our troubles with the Bengals.
And, the Bengals are arguably better than Detroit.
They are. But, I don't think they're awesome.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
I think we will end up victorious. Hopefully with this week off, they get some things straightened up and
they had a lot to think about. I think the Bengals gave them a lot to think about, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right, and I think this is what we will be looking for. At least I will be out of the Ravens when they take the field on Sunday. we have a tendency to play down to our opponents sometimes.
Yes.
Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and reference the Bengals game because I think we were a whole lot better than what we displayed for that last game, that last home game, bro. Like I said, we had a nice long time to think about it. Bye week, extra days, extra preparation. What I need the Ravens to do is to come out here and show that they have learned something, to show that they are ready to take this second half of the season seriously. And I would like to see a 2 to 3 touchdown win over the Vikings, man. That's what I'm looking for.
I can dig it. Make that impact statement.
Right. Because I'm telling you right now, if you go out there and you do that same dumb shit that you did up against the Bengals, and you sitting up here, holding them to 1 touchdown or something like that, man, I might have to side-eye y'all a little bit. I'm going to still love you because I'm Ravens and flock till I die, but I'm going to be giving up some serious side-eyes. I mean, I feel like the Ravens have been gifted this season. They have been gifted an opportunity to really take this shit, man. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I would really like them to see, them step up and say to show that they're ready to do this.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people I've seen online are comparing it to last season where they had some early losses that kind of shocked and they just went on that massive tear. So I'm hoping to see that too.
Absolutely. We're gonna move things on. Because when I said I feel like the Ravens have been gifted an opportunity, it kind of makes me want to segue into another major topic of the evening and of the week. Mark, when we were talking with Jana and Casey last week, we were talking about we were talking about week 8 and how week 8 was a shakeup. And if you remember, I asked everybody about their top 3 teams in the AFC. There was a lot of talk about, the Bills. There was a lot of talk about the Titans. One of the biggest things of the weekend was the injury of King Henry and how that impacts the Tennessee Titans. Now, I want to go back to what I just said. I feel like the Ravens are being gifted an opportunity this season. The Titans, that's a big ass L. That's a big hole to fill when you are already struggling kind of to figure out what the hell you going to do on this offense. I mean, Tannehill has not been his greatest, right? Oh. Patrick Mahomes also not been his greatest. There's some people out there that's saying that he's part of the problem. He's the problem, but I really don't think it's a problem. I think it's his offensive line, for real. Oh, yeah. Because they're making him do a whole lot more, and we're starting to see that he might not have those great decision-making abilities, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, as good as Lamar Jackson. Because if you did, I feel like we would have been seeing. I don't know. I just feel like we would be seeing a little bit more of his legs instead of so many interceptions, trying to force the passes, and dropping back and getting sacked. So with all of these things that are happening around the league, you gotta feel like the Ravens are being gifted an excellent opportunity this season.
Oh, yeah. And I think it just goes also to show the strength of the division because, I mean, Titans, they're in a division that's really weak. You got Jacksonville, Indy. That division, Titans, they're not great, but they're still going to be contending for that division. I don't know. I saw a meme. It was Ryan Tannehill with Derrick Henry, and it had Tannehill in Titans uniform. Ryan Tannehill without Derrick Henry had Tannehill in a Dolphins uniform.
Yeah, and you know what, man? They, Sunday night, they got a primetime game this week. And guess against who?
Who's that?
Kick-ass defense in the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, God. But
right.
A defense that just got way stronger adding Von Miller from the Broncos.
Yes! And how, oh my God, Booty Huff. Straight up Booty Huff. First Booty Huff of the night. How y'all let Von Miller go, man? You know, and if y'all was gonna let him go, man, why couldn't y'all just let him go to Ravens?
Yeah, that was who I wanted him to go to if they had to let
Me
him go. I
too.
mean, but the Broncos, they're not doing great. They're gonna hope for a wild card, but that's probably not gonna happen. And Von Miller's in the last year of his contract. We know how that goes.
Yeah, he probably was like, yo, I'm getting the hell up out of here. You better make it happen. I'm gonna
He
make everybody's season bad.
he's such a Denver guy. Like he actually was like crying when he got the news.
Really?
Yeah. Uh, he's such a Denver guy. I would not be surprised if he
They bring
re-signs
him
with them
back.
next year. Yeah.
Yeah, just to retire.
But I do know that the Rams are going to make a push to sign to a longer deal.
Dig it. Dig it. Yeah, man. Yeah, so, you know, this is the prime time. This is prime time for the Ravens. And, you know, to me, there's only one person in the way now. Because I said, I'm still not a believer. I'm still not sold on the Bengals. There's only one person in the way, and to me, that is Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And we already got some shit with them from last season. So let's set it up, man. I mean, this the perfect story. Let's go ahead and set it up for that AFC Championship, man. I'm serious about that. Serious about that. So come on, Ravens. Like I said, I guess this is a major Quiche Bowl prediction. I'm looking for the Ravens to beat them Vikings by 2 to 3 touchdowns, baby. You can go ahead and book that.
I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's take it off the gridiron and move it to the diamond. And big ups to the ATL, to the A. Winning that World Series in 6 games, first World Series since 1995. What a great year. 95. And how awesome is that? I mean, we both picked the Atlanta Braves, but we were looking for a 7-game series, man. And I really thought that Houston was gonna pull that thing out on Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, it's funny because like every single game of the series was like a blowout, except for like one.
Yep.
It was amazing. Like those bats were on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. And Mark, you've always as of late you've touted how great the pitching has been for the Atlanta Braves. And it just seems like that wasn't even the factor. It was a non-motherfucking factor. This World Series, man, and all the things that we said about Freddie Freeman. Have you heard anything about him not coming back or coming back? He's probably just taking time to enjoy this World Series. But have you heard anything about that?
I haven't heard anything. But
I'm telling you right now, Freddie, just hang up the cleats, bro.
The only thing I have heard was the early favorite for next season. Do you know who it is?
Oh my God. Is it the Dodgers?
It's the Dodgers.
Kiss my ass. Yeah, that's no. Yeah. No.
I'm kind of over the Dodgers. Like if I'm being honest.
I am too. If you don't hear the disgust in my damn voice right now, yes, I am too, yo.
All the years we've been doing the show, you've been on the Dodgers every single year, and all except for the pandemic year, they disappointed.
Yeah, and what? Freaking pandemic was half a season, so that you might as well just throw a little asterisk on that bullshit, you know. But yeah, man, I might be over. I might be ready to move on from that too, man. It's just that I don't know. I just see a lot of sad days ahead for LA, because I don't know if these Lakers is gonna be able to cut it either. So let's nice little segue. Let's talk about the NBA before we sign off. Man, we about 2 weeks in, 2.5 weeks into the NBA. I think we've gotten a pretty good sample set of the teams and what the hell is going on out here. Would you agree, or would you like to see more before we go in on these jokers?
I want to see a couple more weeks because the Lakers got off to a shaky start, but they're over 500 now, and give a couple more weeks to let the season settle in. And
okay. We're going to table the Lakers drag for a couple more weeks, But what I want to do is though, for a few minutes, let's shine some light on the pleasant surprises thus far in the NBA, Mark. Is there a team that you can think of off the top of your head that you can say is, wow, I wasn't really expecting them to be in this position, this early in the season?
There's two, both
Yes.
East Coast teams.
Hell yeah, man! I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all better listen to me right now. The East gonna be the jam this season, yo. It's gonna be the jam. Let's go, Mark. Let's go.
Let's start it right at the top. 6-1, Miami Heat.
Yeah.
2 years ago they looked really good. Then last season they just took a huge
They
step
look
backward.
like shit. Yeah.
And pleasantly surprised to see them 6-1. Can they last? We'll see. But they're doing it. And the second team that's got me kind of looking, because there's been so much off the court drama, Philadelphia.
Okay. Yes. I gotta give it to them. Those are two very good ones. They're two very good ones. How the Philadelphia 76ers have managed to have this very good record with all of the shit that is going on. I mean, we still haven't seen that boy. What's that boy's name? Ben Simmons. We still ain't seen that Bama play yet. And they still trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do with this guy. But as Mark said, yes, 6-2. And, you got to think about it. I mean, how did they manage to do that? Okay, let's just talk about that, all right? So, first game against the Pelicans, they sorry as shit. Second game, they lost to the Brooklyn Nets. Third game, Thunder, they sorry as shit too. Fourth game, they lost to another strong team, New York Knicks. Okay, then they went on to play the Pistons, Hawks, Trailblazers. Okay, Pistons, Hawks, and Trailblazers have not been playing as well this season. I am actually surprised about the Trailblazers, not for good reasons. Okay, they have not been looking good at all. This addition of what's my dude out there, Chauncey Billups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's starting off real rocky, dog, and I think it's because they are transitioning to a more defensive style team. The Dame Dollars, he had a couple of games where he was not scoring for real. Their team, the team average, the points, I think they're a little lower than the average from last year. I mean, I know again it's early in the season, but when I sit up here, I'm watching Blazers games and they're struggling to break 100. That's surprising to me.
Oh, for sure.
When you got one of the best scoring backcourts, in the NBA in Dame Dollar and CJ McCollum.
Yeah, and this is like the era of zero defense in the NBA. So
Exactly. So, I actually thought you were gonna talk about Chicago Bulls, which is another team that Philadelphia has beaten. The Chicago Bulls are also 6-2 right now. They had some additions with the White Mamba, with the epic trade that just LeBron just dismantled the team and just said, after last year's loss in the first round, I'm getting rid of all of you Bammers, and that is exactly what he did. So everybody branched off and went into different places. But you got White Mamba going up there. You have Lonzo Ball up there, which really seems to be working out well with Zach LaVine. My boy Kobe White, a nice young squad. These kids like to run, and I think that would bode very well for them in this Eastern Conference.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with the likes of the Brooklyn Nets, the Philadelphia 76ers, and when Milwaukee Bucks decide to get their fucking act together, because they're at a dismal 4-4 right now. And I think that has a lot to do with Chris Middleton hasn't been playing. He's got the vid. Those caliber teams that can run your ass up and down and shoot threes on you. You feel me? All right, so that's my pleasant surprise. The Miami Heat, as Mark said, the Philadelphia 76ers, they're kind of usual suspects. The Chicago Bulls have started off strong after not doing very well last season. I gotta also say, man, somebody that has benefited from this Lakers mixed shake-up, dismantlement / trade, everything. The Washington Wizards, they right now at 5-3, they are ahead of the New York Knicks. They are ahead of the Atlanta Hawks. They are ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks. And it just seems like with that, I would just say, the third of legit, a third of the Laker team coming with the result of that Russell Westbrook trade. Montrezl Harrell has been eating them alive, dog. He's been eating them alive. Kyle Kuzma only acts like an asshole 25% of the time as opposed to 50. KCP is out there doing, they're doing things, and they are being role players for Bradley Beal. And it just seems like the whole entire team has been benefiting from this addition. And, it's something to be said. I'm always talking about the intangible, and what's that? The veteran leadership, which all of them have at this point. They've been playing some pretty decent basketball. And that's one of my pleasant surprises as well.
The professor, he always in step with you, too. He put on the feed earlier, the Bulls and the Wiz.
Yeah. I feel like we just be in sync sometimes. The few times that he does stray away from my opinion, it hurts me to my soul. We be so in sync. But definitely big shout out on that. With your surprising picks as well, Professor. Thank you so much for tuning in too, brother. We got a few minutes left. Do you have any WTFs or booty huffs that you want to shout out? I kind of sprinkle mine throughout the show.
WTF's coming all over in the world of wrestling.
Okay, let's do it.
Today, actually, right as soon as we were getting ready to air, there's a whole bunch of a new wave of releases going on in WWE. I haven't even seen the whole list, but some pretty surprising names so far. Karrion Kross, he was known as Killer Kross on the independent scene, really big name. I think that's going to be something WWE regrets, because he'll probably end up in AEW and tearing it up there.
Yeah.
And then also a little bit more locally, Ring of Honor, which was a huge independent company just a few years ago.
Yes.
They were the number 3 company in North America for a while. But they've been downhill for a while. They made it through the pandemic. They paid everyone throughout the pandemic, even though they weren't running shows. And last week, they announced that they were releasing everyone from their contracts.
Oh, shit. It's done.
They're owned by Sinclair Broadcasting here in Baltimore. They're releasing all the wrestlers from their contracts. Their final pay-per-view of the year is called Final Battle. That's in December. And from that point on, they're going on hiatus for 3 or 4 months. They're saying they're going to come up with a show in April. But what Ring of Honor is going to look like come April, no one knows. They're probably not going to have any of the talents back. It'll be people off the independent scene that no one knows of. Hopefully they'll put together something, but it's definitely not going to be the same. And I remember Ring of Honor, they were one of the first companies I got passes from when we started doing the show.
I was going to say, this is an event that's very near and dear to your heart. I know that you're feeling the pain from this one, man. And this was something that you looked forward to every year.
Yeah. I mean,
sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
You went to a Ring of Honor show with me.
Yes.
Yeah. And, such a great company, such great history. My gut tells me, come April, they'll probably be bought by WWE, maybe AEW, because WWE is always looking for tapes for their library of footage, and so many guys that are in there now have been through Ring of Honor. But shout out and thoughts with all the wrestlers that have lost their job in the last couple weeks, because it's a tough time to find out you're not going to be getting a paycheck. It's
holidays. Yeah, man! Right around the holidays, that's some booty huffs. I'm gonna call booty huff on that right there too, man.
To be clear though, Ring of Honor, WWE, whenever they release people, it's 90 days. Some of them are 30 days because they're NXT. But Ring of Honor, they're going to be paying them throughout the end of the year.
Fantastic!
Some of the other talents, the top tier guys, if their contract runs out at the end of the year, they're going to pay through March. So at least Sinclair's still taking care of them for a little bit longer, but there's still that trepidation of not knowing what's going to come after that,
Yeah. Well said. Well said. Yeah, that sucks. Well, listen, you guys. This is all we got for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got. And when we come back. Oh, well, you know what? Can I just give one more? I forgot. You know, you tore me up with that Ring of Honor thing. I totally forgot what I wanted to say. I got a booty hump I want to throw out there really quickly.
Is it the one Professor put on the page?
What? I didn't see it. What did he put on there?
What's his name? Ruggs out of Vegas.
Yeah. Okay, I was, but I didn't want to touch on that because that whole story is so heartbreaking, and I just feel bad for the Vegas organization. It just seemed like that organization is cursed or something. I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the bad that's going down, man, my heart really, goes out to that brother who's so young, whose life is basically over now.
Yeah.
My booty hump is going to be state of Maryland, gaming commission, everything. Sports gambling is still on hold with no timetable of when they're going to fucking be able to come to terms and get all their ducks in a row to get this thing going. Man, y'all holding off people's jobs. Y'all are holding off, a lot of money that could potentially be coming to the cities and surrounding areas. Man, y'all gotta. I mean, just come on, man. Get the goddamn thing together. For real.
Major Keish needs to gamble.
Right, I'm gonna say, man, look, me and the homies, we tired of traveling all over the place, sending money here and there, everywhere. Come on, man, get this shit together. You said you was gonna do it, let's go.
Have you noticed the large amount of commercials for the Caesar
Sportsbook
app?
Yeah, JB Smoove and Patton Oswalt. Yeah, they try to pull out all the stops and shit, all the funnies.
They're like, if sports gambling is legal in your state, you can just go right through the app. I'm like, yeah, of course they're gonna be advertising that because they want that money.
Right, no bullshit. So let's get those locations going though, man. Like for real. But so back to the conclusion. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. You know how we end this show, Baltimore Spread Love. We are still in a pandemic. Wash your hands, wash your ass. You guys have a great weekend. This is Keisha, along with her main man Mark, signing off tonight with Just a Bit Outside. Peace.